Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Ave. This week, the President attended the G20 summit in France, announced new efforts to help put veterans back to work, ordered reforms of Head Start programs, signed an executive order to cut waste in government, and welcomed the President of Portugal. That's November 4th to November 10th, or Super Duper Space Wrench.
Where it was effectively tracked, everybody was putting the same special Super Duper Space Wrench in the same place.
On Friday, November 4th, the President kicked off this West Wing Week in France at the G20 summit, where he attended summit meetings, a bilateral meeting with Argentina's President Kirchner, and held a news conference. The President discussed progress made at a meeting of the leaders of the world's largest economies to urge Europe to stabilize their financial markets and to underscore the role the U.S. can play in strengthening the global economy.
After 2 days of very substantive discussions, I can say that we've come together and made important progress to put our economic recoveries on a firmer footing. In the United States, we recognize that as the world's largest economy, the most important thing we can do for global growth is to get our own economy growing faster. Back home, we're fighting for the American Jobs Act, which will put people back to work, even as we meet our responsibilities to reduce our deficit in the coming years.
Before leaving France, the President honored the historic French-American military alliance alongside President Sarkozy.
For more than 2 centuries, we have stood together in friendship. And because of our unwavering commitment to the cause of liberty, I'm confident that we'll continue to stand together, strong and free, for all the centuries to come. So vive la France, God bless America, and long live the alliance between our 2 great nations.
On a gorgeous fall Monday, leading veterans organizations joined the President to announce 3 executive actions that will help put veterans back to work and strengthen our economy.
2 weeks ago, I announced a new initiative to help trained veterans get jobs in the medical community. And today, we're announcing 3 new initiatives to help America's returning heroes get jobs that meet their talents. So all these 3 initiatives are up and running right now. Connecting our veterans to the jobs they deserve isn't just the right thing to do for our veterans, it's the right thing to do for America.
Later, the President invited NATO Secretary General Rasmussen to the White House, where they sat down for a meeting in the Oval Office. On Tuesday, the President traveled to Philadelphia to the Yeadon Regional Head Start Center. First, he visited a classroom to meet with educators and some of the nation's future builders. Then he announced the next step in his We Can't Wait campaign, reforms to the Head Start program that will improve the quality of early childhood education centers across the country.
This is an absolutely critical period in a child's life. We know that 3- and 4-year-olds who go to high-quality preschools, including our best Head Start programs, are less likely to repeat a grade. They're less likely to need special education. They're more likely to graduate from high school than the peers who did not get these services. And so this makes early education one of our best investments in America's future. That's what's being done at this wonderful facility. We want to replicate these all across the country. We are proud of what you are doing. You've got a president who's got your back.
On Wednesday, the President surprised the 4 finalists in a contest for federal employees to submit ideas for cutting waste and saving taxpayer dollars. During the teleconference, he thanked them for their ideas and told them he was signing an executive order to reduce government spending on travel, technology, and trinkets, saving taxpayers as much as $4 billion a year.
We haven't seen as much action out of Congress as we'd like, and that's why we launched on our own initiative the campaign to cut waste. Not just to cut spending, but to make government work better for the American people. Roger Rhodes works at the Department of Commerce. Raise your hand, Roger. There's Roger. He found a way to save the department almost $2 million a year on its cell phone bills. And I'm sure that there are probably some consumers out there that would like to talk to them and find out what they could save on their cell phone bills.
The President capped a busy day by speaking to the White House Conference on African American Policy and Action, welcoming the President of Portugal, and speaking to the National Women's Law Center in Washington, D.C. To find out more information on any of these topics or to see complete videos of these events, go to whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Week.